it tickles. Oh God.
Oh. Ooh.
Wow. I'm not sure what the viewers can hear right now, but
no.
Sounds ridiculous. Anyway, should we get into this?
We should probably begin.
We should probably begin. We're gonna look at just a couple of games this time. Only because there is literally no big games coming out recently, is there? There's
no, there's everything's kind of come out, then there's like a little break, and then everything's coming out a bit later. So
exactly. It's normally around the October November time when the games all get released again.
Yeah, we're in the middle here. So.
Yeah, we are. So I'll crack on. Anyway, this is the Trading Detectives, obviously.
Hello.
It's just me and Dan this time.
It is just me and
George.
George.
Me and Harry last time, and now it's me and Dan.
But we ate Harry, so it's just me and George now.
So now it's me and Dan. No Brooks again.
No.
We're starting to think maybe we should just fire him. I think.
Yeah, I think we need to have a serious chat about his contract and maybe tell him.
I might give him a pay cut.
A pay cut. I think a pay cut would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Only 3 pieces of sweet corn a week.
I don't even like sweet corn.
Sweetie.
Okay, right. We're going to go straight into it. We're going to go on to the first game. Another indie game. It's called The Swindle.
The Swindle.
Why is that funny? The Swindle. I don't know. It's a bit of a funny name,
I'm intrigued.
Actually.
What does one do while playing The Swindle?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Jesus. So basically, it's made by Curve Digital, who literally they've done quite a few games actually, but I've never heard of any of them. There's one called Stealth Bastard, which
wow,
yeah, sounds amazing. But
yeah, that sounds.
But I've actually looked at it, and it doesn't look great. It did come out on the PS3 though, which
oh, okay.
I don't know, a bit weird. But anyway, this one, The Swindle, is a steampunk cybercrime game set in the Victorian era.
Okay, that already sounds cool.
This sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like a side-scrolling platform game, kind of.
Okay.
Which you're not. I know you're not a massive fan.
Yeah,
but it's not really, to be honest, because it is like basically the aim of the game is it's to perform heists. So you got to perform heists for 100 days, and you got to perform heists every day.
Okay.
And you've got to like build up your cash. You hack the system. You steal some cash, kill a few robots or whatever.
Okay.
Escape.
Sounds cool.
Before the police get there, that's what you got to try and do, or try and do it all without alerting the police.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. It actually came out on the PS4 like a week ago, on the 28th of July, but it has just come out on the Xbox One on the 7th of August actually. So
it's 3 days ago.
A few days ago now, yeah. So it looks all right. I think when I first saw it, I was a bit. It has those kind of. It looks like a mobile game app. It looks kind of like Little Inferno. Do you remember Little Inferno?
I do remember Little Inferno.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of animation style, but in a kind of like that
sideways platform sort of deal.
Yeah, kind of like that. So, personally, like I watched a few videos on it. I haven't actually played it. I don't intend to buy it. Again, you know what? I come into these every videos and I don't know the price. I'm going to look up the price.
I think that is a good idea.
But the problems with the game, we'll start with the problems with the game at the start. Okay, so originally it came out as a beta, and I think it still has this issue now. It's procedurally generated.
Okay.
So every level is going to be different for every player who plays it, obviously. But the problem with that is you go into the building, so you break in, right? Because it's procedurally, that's a hard word to say, so I'm not going to say generated.
It's randomly generated.
Yeah, there you go. It literally like you go into a building, and sometimes there can be like 6 guards like in one room, and it is actually impossible. Like that's an issue with the game. Like you go into the building, right? You go into a day. Yeah, I'll steal some money. You get into the building and go, it's actually impossible, so I'm just going to have to...
So it's too randomly generated.
Yeah, so that was the issue at the start, especially during the beta stages. Now it looks like it's kind of fixed itself. There is still some issues, like you go into a room and again, it's still impossible or really difficult, even though you're on like the first day. It's supposed to get harder.
Does it save after every day?
Right.
Or
you actually buy like save points in the game.
You buy save points?
Yeah, so you don't actually... So when you get caught, if you don't actually die...
Okay.
Or well, you can die, but I think you just go back to the day or something, but without your money that you had.
Right. Okay.
So the aim of the game is to build up as much money as possible, and you buy like skills, and then you buy like tools, like bombs and things to like blow up the doors, which is pretty cool. I do like that.
That does sound pretty cool.
It is. It's awesome.
Got all the explosions.
Yeah, and you blow up the floor and things to like sneak up through the basement and all this, which is pretty cool. Like the AI in it. Because they have the field of vision. You know how like in games where it's like you've got like the guard that walks like that, but if you're like, even if you're like right in front of him in the corridor, like as long as you're out of his field of vision.
Oh yeah, like, they normally have like a little cone of lights
so
where they can see.
Yeah, that's what he's got. So basically, they've got like a cone of light where they can see, and they're really like the AI is pretty stupid to be honest with you. Like, but saying that, if the AI was actually clever, this would be a really difficult game.
Yeah.
Like, and a really long one. I mean, I watched someone play about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
And he was on, of 100 days, he was on something like day 40 something.
Wow. Yeah.
Of 100 days. And so, like, I mean, it's not supposed to, it's kind of like you've got to get to the 100 days. And I mean, it's not like once you've got to the 100 days, you can't just start again and just do it.
Yeah.
You can just do that. You can do whatever. So it's not like I think there's enough game time in this to merit it. Like, you know, like last week we saw Submerged has like full.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not that expensive, but I mean, either way, you want. I mean, 4 hours gameplay just isn't that much. Really,
it just isn't enough, really, is it? So yeah. Other than that, I do like the look of the game. I would probably recommend it if you could get it for pretty cheap. Maybe not for a console either. You can get it on Steam. I
was going to say Steam would be... Yeah. I mean, I've got a console, but still, to me, Steam would seem to be the place to play that sort of game.
Yeah,
really.
I definitely would say it is. I know, obviously, like, it's good that we're getting, like, indie games on these new consoles, but at the same time, this one, to me, it doesn't look like as good as Galaxy, which I looked at last week, which looks really, really good compared to this.
There does seem to be a big standard difference in... They either seem to be really, really good indie games, which though hopefully we'll get onto these in later shows because there's a few coming out which
there is actually a few.
I want to talk about.
Yeah,
but then
definitely.
There's some... It's either really good or pretty poor.
Yeah, that's
so it's just kind of pretty bog standard indie games. So
yeah, so I think that's it from the Swindle. The Swindle. I don't know why it's so funny.
I like it.
It's a
good name. The Swindle.
They've got some good names. Stealth Bastard and Swindle.
The Stealth Bastard and Swindle. They've got the names right.
That's a start. So that's enough of that game. Let's go on to your game that you've been looking at.
Well, the game I've been looking at is called Beyond Eyes.
Beyond Eyes.
I know.
It sounds really like a horror, but
it's the complete opposite. I was looking at it, I thought, okay, Beyond Eyes, we'll give it a look. And I thought, it could be good, could sound a bit mysterious. It just not anything like what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
It's the developers are Tiger and Squid. I've never heard of either.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them. I actually did see that they did it, and I looked at a few of their games, and I don't know. I've got no idea what else they've done. No. But from what I remember watching some of the E3 because they had it on at the E3. I do remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they said that there was only one sole developer, which is this woman that's solely developed the game.
All right.
Which it's a good it's a single player adventure game. So it's well, we'll get onto that in a minute, but it's out on the Xbox already. It came out on the 4th of August. Yeah, the 4th of August.
What, on Xbox was that?
On Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
And then it's coming to PlayStation 4, Windows, and it'll be coming later in the year, but they haven't actually given us a day yet.
Oh, right.
But it will be coming to other consoles.
Okay.
It's built off the Unity engine.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, I think the Submerged was built on that as well. The Unity engine.
Yeah, the Unity engine's quite a common one.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. I like it.
Basically, the game is you play through the story as a 10-year-old girl who's blind,
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's different.
There's the big thing for you. You play as a blind 10-year-old girl.
Right.
And you start off, and the
you?
screen's just kind of white.
Okay.
And then when you walk, the world kind of paints itself. So you'll be walking down a path, and about, I don't know, like a 4 foot by 4 foot around you, will just sort of start painting the world in.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, if you walk towards something, if you walk towards like a wall, the wall will come up, and then it'll stay there. So eventually, you've painted the whole world for yourself.
Oh, wow.
But then, you've got to find things. It's so there's an actual story to it. I'm not quite sure what happens in it, but you go up and touch things, and things will be highlighted and stuff like that. But you also hear sounds. Yeah. So, for instance, I was looking at one where there's she's walking around looking for this cat.
Oh yeah.
Nanny the cat, and what a great name for a cat.
I like that you remembered that.
Nanny the cat.
Nanny the cat.
You gotta love Nanny the cat. Mm-hmm. Little Ginny Poos. So, and you hear there's she goes through a gate, and you can hear church bell ring in the distance, and only the top of the church kind of paints itself in, because she cool. kind of. It's like a bat. It's like sonar or something. Just things paint themselves in that she can hear.
Is it? So I'm guessing you're taking it from her perspective then.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like
is it first person? Or
I'm terrible with first and third person.
Third person's the one behind.
Yeah,
you got
that one. So you're kind of looking at her walking along.
Yeah.
And but it also says that well, it says here that the challenges include stuff that's like deciding. This is pretty morbid. Deciding if the sound of cars is distant enough to safely cross the road.
Oh my!
So basically,
word.
Is this blind kid going to get hit by a car?
Oh my!
Personally, I don't think a blind kid should be walking around on the road by herself.
Do you have to like? If there is a car, do you have to cross the road?
You have to wait until you have to kind of hear.
Yeah, but what happens if you don't? What happens if you just I
assume she gets hit by a car and she dies.
Oh dear God!
That's all. I mean,
that sounds wow.
Yeah, this game's odd.
Jesus.
But they do say it's very heavily based on sound.
Yeah.
So if you were playing it on the computer or something, or even on your console, you've got to have the volume turned up somewhat, or have headphones on or something, because it's very. There's lovely piano music playing in the background, but then there's also lots of immersive sounds that you have to listen to, otherwise you'll get hit by cars.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool. That sounds really it sounds really original.
I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, but then it's not really a game that you can say that's not my sort of thing, because there's never been one.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, if you've not seen any of the footage or anything, I'd definitely say give it a look, and just see what you think, because I think it does look pretty good. I mean, I don't know how it will play out at the end. I mean, it looks very odd, but the game itself, it looks very promising.
Yeah. Do you know how much it is, or?
Oh no!
Why do we keep doing this?
This is terrible. Sorry, everyone.
This is the second time in a row I keep forgetting to look for the prices, but I'll put it in the.
Yeah, we'll link it in somewhere, but.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I do keep doing it. I do keep forgetting to look at the prices for them.
I can only tell you one thing about. Well, from what I know about negatives,
go on.
It's not been that. Obviously, it's not been out that long, but this is just something IGN has said. They've said Beyond Eyes has a fascinating premise and a lot of potential, but its bare bones plot just isn't up to the task.
Right. Okay.
But I think, from what I know, this is one of the first games that they've solely developed.
Okay.
So they're just kind of starting off. So.
Yeah. Well, I imagine I can imagine it's not going to be the most exciting game in the world.
Oh no.
I guess you wouldn't buy it.
If you're looking for explosions and shooting people up, then unless this game takes a wacky turn halfway through, then I'd say this probably isn't the game that you.
Tembo the badass elephant.
Tembo the badass blind girl.
Amazing. Well, that's literally the only two games that have really.
Yeah, I mean, there's not, unfortunately,
this week.
There's not much out.
There's not much out, but we will be back on Friday or Monday. I think we'll probably be back on Friday with a couple more games that actually come out this week. One I'm really looking forward to. So we'll get onto that next time. Also, though, I was going to say a quick mention that Goat Simulator is coming to the PlayStation 4.
Ah.
That's tomorrow.
Now-
It's coming out tomorrow. Today, sorry.
You've got to play
You're
Goat
watching
Simulator.
this, it's
everyone.
11th. Is it coming out on the 11th? It's coming out on the 11th, so that'd be...
The 11th. That is tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
So make sure
yeah.
that you play Goat Simulator.
I love Goat Simulator. And on the PlayStation 4, I have a PlayStation 4, not an Xbox, so...
Yeah, PlayStation
I mean,
4.
That's fantastic as well, because it's been out on every console except the PS4, and now it's coming to it, so I'm excited.
So go sick as a goat and, headbutt some cars and blow stuff up as a goat.
A nice one. Well, I think that's all we've got time for anyway. Thank you for listening to
Thank you
Trading
for watching.
Weekly. I've been George.
And I've been Dan.
Goodbye!
Toodaloo.